you striving to have that great looking garden at your home this summer? For an answer to a commonly asked question, we take a look at gardening on the wild side.
Hi, my name is Kara Bussebarger. I'm here today at the Louisville Zoo with horticulturist Patty Tinch. Hi, Patty.
Hi, Kara. How are you?
Good. Now, for those of you who don't know, the Louisville Zoo sits on 134 plus acres. It contains exotic plants, trees, and grasses. Now, Patty, how is it working at the zoo?
Working at the zoo is wonderful. I love it here. I started out working here about 9 or 10 years ago.
Wow.
I initially came as a volunteer and then worked as seasonal, and then I've been fortunate enough to be employed as a permanent part of the staff.
Great, wonderful. Now, I'm sure being a part of the staff, you get a lot of questions from visitors.
Yes, I do, absolutely.
Well, great. Well, today some of our visitors actually wrote in, and Patty's going to help us answer those questions. Now, Patty, our first question comes from Cindy from J-Town. She says she has a Dracaena that she received at her grandmother's funeral. It is touching her 8-foot ceiling. She loves the plants. She could buy another one, but this one's special. So how do I trim and care for it?
With a Dracaena, the easiest way to rejuvenate a big plant like that is to literally cut it back very hard. Cut it back to about 8 inches from the rim of the pot, which sounds like you're killing the plant, but it will send new sprouts up from the bottom. Or what you can do is an air layering, where you cut into the plant's stem and you literally grow new roots on that part of the stem, and once the roots have developed, you plant that and then you have another plant altogether.
Wow.
But it's still part of the parent plant.
Now, with a plant that large, and if you're going to cut it back that small, what kind of tools do you use?
I would probably use a set of loppers if it's a thick stem, or possibly even a hand saw like you would use to trim trees. If the stem is not too thick, I would use a good pair of hand pruners, similar to this, that you can buy at any garden center.
Okay, wonderful. Jamie from Louisville asked, my hydrangea didn't bloom well last year and the year before. What happened? Should she just rip them up and plant something else?
It sounds to me as if her hydrangea has been pruned at the wrong time of year and she has literally cut the buds off.
Oh.
Hydrangeas need to be pruned right after they flower because they bloom on old wood, as we say. So you want to prune it right after it blooms, and then the new buds will develop on that.
Okay.
Otherwise, she's having no blooms because she has cut them off.
Right. Now, Tom from Middletown wants to know, when does he plant turf grass seed?
Well, you can actually plant turf grass seed a couple of times during the year. You could start planting some now in the early spring because it's going to be nice and moist and cool out, and your grass seed will get a good start. Or you can plant it in the late summer, early fall when it's starting to cool off again. Grass does not like heat. Do not plant your grass seed in the summer.
In the summer.
It just will not ever do well.
Now, you had mentioned it needed to be moist. I had heard that it's kind of good to plant it if there's a light rainfall or it just rained. Like, you don't want to plant it when it's really dry.
Exactly. You're absolutely right. It needs to have constant moisture. It doesn't have to be soaking wet, but it needs to be kept moist all the time.
Okay, okay. Jim from Louisville has heard about an annual called Coleus. What kind of colors and varieties can he get that in?
Coleus come in an infinite variety of colors and cultivars. They're one of my very favorite bedding plants. You don't get blooms from them, but the foliage is spectacular. They come in wonderful colors, and they're very easy to grow, I think. They do need a fair amount of moisture, so they're a little bit high maintenance, but they just give you so much beautiful color. I'm going to show you some that we have here. Some of them come in this lovely green. This particular one is a favorite. Look at this. Isn't this gorgeous? The colors.
Beautiful.
I mean, this is
Purple.
one plant, but you get such a variety of variation here.
Now that's one plant with two different types.
And this one's very nice. This is more of a maroon color. And this is my absolute favorite. It has this deep chocolatey brown maroon color. I think this is just spectacular. They come in many more colors as well. Just go to your garden center, or if you're feeling brave, you can start them from seed or cuttings.
Now notice there's different sizes. How high do they usually get?
It's going to depend on your variety. Some are quite dwarf, only about 10 inches tall, and then there's a variety called Kong that gets huge leaves on it, and it's going to be more about 2 feet tall.
Wow. Now Jill from Louisville has a perennial garden, but it's sometimes hard to weed. She gets confused of how to reduce the weeds and promote the perennials. And also, do you have a favorite, dependable, easy-growing perennial for sun, partial sun, and shade?
Yes, to all of those questions. As far as trying to reduce weeds, I like to hand pull first if there's anything obvious, and then there is a chemical type of substance called a pre-emergent. And what you do, you sprinkle this substance. It's easy to find at garden centers. It's a pre-emergent herbicide. You sprinkle it on, and it will keep your weed seeds from germinating, and that's extremely helpful. And then a good mulch is going to reduce any weed problems. It won't totally eliminate them. I mean, there isn't such a thing as totally weed-free gardening.
Okay.
But a good mulch will help you quite a lot. As far as my favorite perennials, there are so many that I like a lot. For full sun, I am extremely fond of coneflowers, echinacea. I like coreopsis. I like really warm colors. For part sun, I really like heuchera, or it's commonly called coral bells. If it can have morning sun and afternoon shade, it has beautiful foliage, and in the spring it has a nice stem with little pink or white, delicate looking flowers on it. For shade, I like the ever popular hosta, and I also like columbine.
Great.
I think they're lovely.
Patty, thank you for letting us spend time today and answering some viewers' questions here at the Louisville Zoo.
Well, you're quite welcome.
Now, this segment is made possible in partnership with Metro TV and the Louisville Zoo. If you would like to stump Patty or her team with a question, you can email it at metrotv@louisvilleky.gov.
Metro TV, a public service of Louisville Metro government.